What's up, guys? God, I hate how I open every single one of these. Um, but to get things started, I guess, hi, how you doing? Hi, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? I'm drinking. This is my new energy drink. It's called Alani, which I don't like the name because it's a random name. Like it's like naming your energy drink Albert. Alani. Okay, hard to remember because it's hard for me to remember names. So I always think it's like Aloha or something. If it was Aloha, I would actually remember it because Alani is not a drink name. I think it's like a sexy Latina. It's not an energy drink, which I guess sexy Latinas do have a lot of energy. So I guess if that's where they got the inspo from. But this stuff is good. It tastes like a slushie, and apparently it's better than Celsius in terms of not killing you. But at the same time, Celsius did just buy Alani. So I think they have already crossed over to the dark side. Alani didn't take much. I mean, I'm sure they paid him millions and millions of dollars for this, but it's good stuff. Man, do I like it. This is a pro Alani, pro, how you say Celsius podcast. You guys, we have a lot to talk about today. I'm really excited. Just got back from Vegas, AO. But more importantly, President Trump, have you heard of him? He announced that Biden has stage 9 cancer. Whoa, stage 9? Stage 9 cancer. I can't do a Trump impression. By the way, no women can do Trump impressions because it's really hard for us to do an impression of a gay retard. I don't know. You guys, men are just so much better at it. It comes natural to you guys. But he said he has stage 9 cancer, which is pretty impressive. I don't know if anyone's gotten to stage 9 before. His mental clarity is just at the peak, at its peak. You know, it's never been better, Trump's intelligence, because I wonder, because if you have stage 9 cancer, like, where do you think you're going with? I would say you beat cancer if you're at stage 9, because you're supposed to die at stage 4. And if you get to 9, maybe you just, I assume you died and you came back, and then maybe you got it again, and maybe you're back at stage 1. I don't know. But respectfully, I do feel bad for Biden. Oh, I feel so bad for Biden. We abused the hell out of this old man, and now he's dying. He has like 4 months to live. But wait, I want him to take this dog medicine. Apparently this dog medicine, I'm not even joking, I just saw this on Instagram. Let me pull this up. There was this guy that said his father had stage 4 lung cancer. I think stage 4 any cancer is pretty bad. Like, I hear prostate cancer is pretty intense, but let's see. It might be called fenbendazole. Fenbendazole. I guess it's this, I don't know if it's a chemical or it's like a medicine that is used to deworm dogs. But they found that when rats took this medicine, it cured them of cancer and worms. So then this old man, this guy's dad, had a year to live. He took this deworming dog medicine, and now he's cancer free. So Biden should try that. If you have 4 months to live anyways, like, it's not going to kill you. It's just an idea. And so I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was good. That was a nice little Trump moment. I'm really upset I can't do his impression because It looks so fun. It looks like the people who do Trump impressions are having a lot of fun. But I just can't do it. I don't know. I don't know. I sound like I end up sounding like that woman who did like those cigarette commercials who had a tube in her throat. You were in the 90s or something. This is why you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. Was it weed or cigarettes? Cigarettes, because you'll get a tube through your. Yeah, that's kind of how what my Trump impression sounds like. I think it's just men have a certain octave that women don't. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I went to Las Vegas, you guys. I went to Las Vegas this weekend with Kyle Dunnigan. It was so fun. Kyle is so fun. We laughed so much. Such a good time. I learned I have a gambling addiction, which is very interesting. I'm honestly kind of happy about it because I've never had an addiction before, and I tried to get addicted to the vape, but then I kept on forgetting to do the vape. And so you can't, it's not an addiction if you forget to do it. And then I tried picking up cigarettes. Again, I just forgot to stay on it. Alcohol. Actually, I could have gotten addicted to alcohol, I guess. Maybe I was for a little bit, but it wasn't like... No, I always appreciated being sober. You know, I was never someone who woke up thinking, oh, I want to be blacked out right now. So that didn't really work out. But gambling, ooh, red or black, the roulette table, the most exciting place in Las Vegas. 50-50 chance. Actually, you have less. You have like a 48% chance. So first, I was going red, black, losing. I won 100. And then I go back to a table while Kyle was hanging out with his little friends. And by little friends, I mean Nikki Glazer and David Spade. He was hanging out with his little friends, and I went to the roulette table, and I was like, and it was a bunch of guys. It was a lot of fun. I didn't know what I was doing. I win $500. I'm up, baby. Nothing compares to this feeling. And so I go back because I'm like, I've cracked the code. I know how to gamble. I lose it all. Oh no. It was so, it was so disparaging. Like, I showed up to the next show. I met Kyle at the show, and I was so sad. I couldn't even look him in the eyes. I was like, I lost all my money, and I was so depressed. And I couldn't stop thinking about this $300. You know, I couldn't, or $500. So, you know, time goes by and we pass another roulette table, and I'm like, let me just bet $100 more. And I won it all back. I won it all back, baby. 'Cause now I cracked the code. I know how to play the table. I know how to make the fucking house my bitch. Okay. And they get pissed when you win. I'm like, yeah, get mad, girl. I know your tricks. And so I want to go back to Vegas as soon as fucking possible because I need to fuel this addiction, and I don't know. It's like kind of fun. It's like nothing else matters. Time stops. Adrenaline rushes. Like, I have stand up, and that's kind of an addiction in itself, in its own way, but it's not something like dirty, and there's no, yeah, I guess the stakes are like you could potentially never become famous and just be a loser, or not a loser, just never become successful. But I already know I'm going to be successful in stand up. I already know this. Sorry if you're upset by hearing the truth. But with gambling, you don't know. And so that's what's exciting about it. And I guess that's what's exciting about cigarettes too. Cause like, I know some people, they like just chain cigs. They don't look a day over 23. And I'm like, isn't cigs supposed to destroy you from the inside out? They look fine. I mean, I guess the point of the story is find an addiction that works for you and really pursue that until it destroys your life. Because once you get to rock bottom, there's no way through but up, right? Because then so rock bottom's kind of the best place to be if you think about it. Because then that's the most creative space. Because anything's possible. Because you lost everything. I think I'm onto something. Las Vegas, baby, let's go back. I was in Las Vegas. I was in Las Vegas, and then I was also hearing a lot about this Blake Lively Taylor Swift thing that's going on. And I have some notes. And it's not specifically about this whole Blake Lively Taylor Swift. It's more about like the friendship and this idea of like a yes man, and like famous friends or even like powerful friends. Because, basically what happened was Blake Lively included Taylor Swift into the lawsuit and said to Justin Baldoni, don't fuck with me or else I'm going to release the dragons. And the dragons are Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was like, bitch, I don't know you anymore. Like, we're not friends. I don't care if I'm your kid's godmother. They can go eat shit. And I think the point of the story is that when you're like someone like Taylor Swift, like you're never gonna, that's not like a lifetime friendship. That's more like a lease, You're kind of in it. It's healthy to think of it as like a short time thing because the only people that powerful people are going to keep around at the end of the day, most of them, maybe not the good ones, maybe not Keanu Reeves, but most of these powerful people are going to keep around these yes people that say, yes, that's a good idea. Yes, you're incredible. They're never going to say no to them. And this is it's a double-edged sword for both sides. And I think people, even like if you're not a celebrity, even if you're I think these relationships are relatable in a lot of different instances, in everyday life, right? And so if you have a yes person, that person is going to feel like, they're not having a good time because they're not being their authentic self because all they're doing is sucking your ass. But at the same time, you don't know who you're becoming friends with. If you're so rich and powerful, you kind of want no people. Because if you have all these yes people around, you're not really getting their real personality. You're getting just this facade of what they think you want from them. And then years go by and then you learn that you're best friends with Blake Lively, who's a low-key sociopathic psychopath. And you're like, how did this happen? Oh, because the only reason why I liked her was because she was saying yes to me all the time. So it's just toxic friendship, which we all, go through in life. But you need no people. And I think there's a lot of toxicity around like support. Like if just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't mean they don't support you. And I think this is more prevalent in like female relationships. Like you can support your friend and have a different opinion. You can support them and say, that's retarded. And through telling them that's retarded, you actually are supporting them because you're telling them, hey, maybe it's not, maybe you're right, but I'm feeling some red flags deep down from the inside. So maybe maybe that might be retarded. I don't know. But it's good to just, have checks and balances, to have a devil's advocate, instead of just having all these like, yeah, yes, queen, do it. You rock, you rule. I want my friends to tell me like, hey, that's not funny. If it's not funny, not if it's like offensive or something. I don't care if something's offensive, LOL. But yeah, I don't know. I can't understand people who want someone just to eat their ass all the time. These are insecure people, I guess, at the end of the day, insecure people who want people to say yes to them all the time. And it's actually kind of embarrassing. You're a bit of a baby. You're a bit of a grown-up baby if all you want is the word yes. I mean, say yes to yourself and then get feedback, But if you become friends with someone and you notice that when you disagree with them, it feels like your friendship is on the line, just get out of it. Just be like, I appreciate whatever we had, whether it was a day or a couple minutes, and just back out of there. Because in the long term, it will do you justice. That was my little tidbit on friendship. On #friendship. What else is going on? You guys, I don't know. Just been doing stand-up comedy. Been tired, been drinking my energy drinks. Been listening to the Karen Reed case, which is weird, and I know nobody wants to hear about it. It's just the most corrupt case of all time, It's corrupt. I've been feeling good. I feel lonely, so lame. I feel so lonely because I have all these friends and they do stand-up comedy, right? And so they're really busy. And then I have my other friends who have like families and kids. And so they're really busy. And it's hard to like connect, And then I'm really busy. And then you feel this like artist loneliness type of thing because you're like working really hard for your own thing. But I mean, at some point, I'm sure it ends, and then you can be so successful that, you can be with whoever, whenever you want. But pursuing any sort of artistic pursuit is a lonely path. Like, it's not, like, it's fun, but you really have to learn how to have fun with yourself, because you're by yourself all day long. That's why, that's probably why a lot of artists get into stuff like Adderall and weed and drinking, because they're lonely and they want to have some fun. Oh my God, when I take Adderall and I smoke weed, I'm like, was there 3 of me's right now? I feel like I'm hanging out with 3 separate me's. I'm laughing. I'm like, no, you didn't. You didn't fucking say that. That's so, we're roasting each other. We're chewing each other out. It's basically high level psychosis. I live on a day-to-day basis, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Would I choose to be a comedian knowing all that I know about stand-up? Absolutely, because I just love it so much. Oh my God, and I had a good show. When you have a good show, you're like, I don't care, dude. This is incredible. It's all worth it. I had such a good show last night. It was so fun. I was so relaxed and I was like really present, noticeably present, which is where I think every artist wants to be on a stage, is just like not really forcing anything. My problem is that I love control. I love control. I'm like a villain. Love control. And I I try to plan, especially like with new jokes, of course, you try to like write down, plan it out. And whenever I try to plan out something, especially like if it's a riff or something, it almost always goes horribly wrong. But whenever I just like let myself be myself in the moment, it goes so well. And every time I'm like, there's no way I could trust myself to do this. And then I trust myself and then it works out. And I'm like, holy shit, this was good job, Elle. Good job. So come to a show, eh? If you go to the link in the description, come out to a show. They're a bunch of fun, you know? Everyone has fun at my shows. That's for real. Also, we did an advice. I asked people to write in their advice, what advice that they want from me. And we got some. So let's get into it. And if you want me to, give you advice via this podcast, fuck this word. Okay, Elle, we can do this. Let's focus. It's a word that I always fuck up. Anonymously. Nailed it. If you want me to give you advice anonymously, nailed it again, I will. And it'll be a fun time, a fun way to interact with the pod. So let's get into it. First things first, my friend is faking autism. Classic. I think everyone knows at least one person who's faking autism. 1 second. 3, 2, 1. It's actually concerning. To start, she isn't diagnosed. She is self-diagnosed, as a lot of this stuff is, and says, since many autistic people jokingly said it, that she definitely has it. So she thinks she has it because autistic people told her she had it in a joking manner. Do autistic people joke? It's concerning as it's become her whole personality. She's always like, oh, why does this happen to me? I have autism. Why does this happen to me? I have autism. And I'm so autistic, as if it's a quirky trait. I'm not talking 30% of the time. It's more like 90% of the time. Oh my God, that's exhausting. Every day. Every day I'm diagnosed with autism, and she says she's lucky, as if it's a great thing to have. Oh, so you have autism and she's faking it, and she loves having autism and you actually have it. She thinks because she's obsessed with like 3 shows, that means she has autism. That's I think that would mean everybody has autism because she loves 3 TV shows. Okay. I don't know why, but it makes me insanely uncomfortable around her. Yeah, I mean, I know why. I honestly think that she has an attention-seeking disorder, and I'm very concerned with her. Another diagnosis. It's always nonstop. What can I tell him? Oh, it's a guy. Oh, it's a guy. What can I tell him to make him stop? Is there anything I can do? Yeah, I would to be honest, I would stop being friends with this person because they're mentally ill. I think you're right. I think they are mentally ill in a different way. They're seeking attention. They're not confident in their own personality. So they're clinging onto this autism business. They're having fun with it, which I mean, maybe I think autistic people have fun, but it's usually I mean, it's hard to say. I'm not a doctor or anything, but it doesn't seem like whenever I meet autistic people that they're talking about how they're autistic all the time, you know? Or like trying to prove it. This is a guy. He seems like he's just kind of lost, and I would just back away from the friendship, to be honest. I don't think there's any saving him, because if you tell him, if you're like, hey, I'm actually autistic, and you're not autistic, you weren't even diagnosed, I mean, this isn't a mentally sane person. It just seems like it would just be a fight, because there's no way he's gonna back down and be like, you're right, I was just lying, I'm just insecure. No one who is taking this big of leap in terms of like faking a disorder or something, it's not an illness. Is it a disorder? I don't know. They're not like reasonable people, and already they're trying to offload some of their insecurities onto a mental, I guess it's a disorder. Respectfully, I don't mean, if I'm calling autism a disorder and it's not a disorder, I apologize and I take it back. But I don't know what else to call it. But yeah, they're not gonna take any notes about their newfound autism lightly. So I would just like stop being friends with them. You gotta like, I feel, and this girl is, they're 18 years old. And unfortunately, something that you learn later in life is that friends come and go quite often, and you just have to drop people. Like I feel like when you're young, you think like, oh, we're going to be friends forever. You don't have to be friends forever. You can drop people the second the weird stuff starts happening, like they start diagnosing themselves with autism, and you can just, move on. And you're going to move on a lot in your life in terms of friends regardless, but this would be a really good stepping stone. So there you go. Let's see. Next one. Oh, this is an interesting one. I accidentally so I'm 22 male. I accidentally misgendered my my girlfriend's 22 female friend, and she won't forgive me. Well, they didn't add any other specifics, like what you misgendered her as, but I've never came into this scenario, but I would just say, hey, this is your problem. It's not mine. Like you're not doing it on purpose. You're not coming from an evil place. You weren't trying to do it on purpose. And maybe if you were, maybe apologize and say, hey, I was just having a bad day, so I wanted to call you, a guy or whatever she goes by. But like, it's this whole misgendering thing, it's really not an insult. It's just a simple mistake. It's like misgendering someone is like calling someone Jack instead of John. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought your name was Jack. It's John. My bad. Now I know. Like, that's all it should be. And if it's anything more, then that person, again, is mentally ill, and they have a lot of anger and hate that they're trying to like disguise as this, identity gender issue. Which I think I support gender identity. Identify with whoever and whatever you want to identify with. But, don't be accosting people If you're doing it just to get in fights with people, like, I would say, join jujitsu or something. And honestly, I would say join jujitsu. They'll get your pronouns wrong every time, probably. And on top of that, they'll get your pronouns wrong, and then you can literally fight them. That might actually be the best option for anyone who gets really upset about being misgendered. That's good advice. Other than that, I think everyone should give people the benefit of the doubt until it becomes like an actual problem. Like if you're like, hey, I'm actually a dude, and they're like, oh, my bad. And then they keep calling you a girl for like 7 more times. You could be like, hey, are you really seeing that? It just seems like this is your girlfriend's friend. You're not really seeing her. This was like, it's not a big deal. Just let her. Also, no offense, but the fact that your girlfriend is friends with someone like this, red flag. Sorry, red flag. Because, so you should think about this relationship long and hard, because I don't know if it's for you. And so that's my advice. And walk with peace and love and have those intentions, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do. You're not a bad person unless you are a bad person, but it doesn't seem like you were doing it to be like evil or with malice. Vocab word. So on that note, guys, this has been the El Diablo Show episode. I forget the number. Like, subscribe, tune in, subscribe to the Patreon. I decided today that I'm going to be posting solo episodes I'm going to record them every Sunday, but they'll probably upload on Monday. But these are just going to be solo. I'm not going to put Justin through this. And I'm just going to upload those to the Patreon for paid members. And those are going to be topic specific. Maybe I'll do one on dating. Maybe I'll do one on plants. I don't know. The really important topics that everybody really cares about, like plants. So I'll get into that. Thanks, guys. Have a good week, and peace.